Hey guys, what's going on? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well and thank you for coming to this video. So this is the second part of the FIFA AI prediction video. The first part was Liverpool versus Man City. Now the next one's going to be this Sunday, Liverpool versus Leicester City, with Liverpool playing at home at Anfield. Just to give you an update on how this works, so it's going to be computer predicted gameplay with both Liverpool and Leicester City playing. I'm going to be doing the formation for Liverpool. In terms of what I feel is going to be the team that's going to be playing. Leicester I can't change, unfortunately it's just going to be Liverpool, and then both teams are going to be going at it and we'll see what the prediction is. Funnily enough, when it was Liverpool versus Man City last week, it was 1-1 that the AI predicted. In real life it was 1-1 as well, so that was actually pretty awesome, with SoaR scoring in both the FIFA and in real life. So while the game is going to be playing in the background, I'm going to be sharing with you guys like head-to-head stats, Liverpool as well as Leicester, in terms of what their current form is, players, key players, any injuries that we should be aware of, and just general updates and thoughts, let's say, really, of what's going to be happening within the game. So just to play along with it, I want you guys, if you are interested, place down a comment down below with what you feel is going to be the correct score in real life for Liverpool versus Leicester City this Sunday, and anytime scorer, okay? And if anyone gets it correct, I will mention them on the next video, so yeah, good luck. So guys, I'm going to be going through with you my formation and predicted lineup that I hope that is going to be chosen, let's say, for example, for this Sunday. So Jürgen, if you're watching this, I do recommend this lineup. There has been research done on this, so I know that you do your own insights, but I would recommend this. So in terms of the formation, I've got 4 at the back, I've got 2 in midfield, I've got more of an attacking and inside forwards as 3, and then I've got 1 up front striker. So in goal, Alisson. Right back, I have Milner, Mr. Reliable, as Trent is now away injured. Centre backs wise, I've got Matip as well as Phillips, who had a man of the match performance on his debut against West Ham. Then left back, we've got Robbo back, who did have an injury scare while he was away in the internationals. Central midfield is going to be 2 midfielders. I've got Genie and as well as Keita, who hopefully is going to be back in terms of fitness. He is back in training, but hopefully will be back in the starting lineup. And then in terms of the midfield, I've got on the left, I've got Mane, central midfield, more like an attacking as well as defensive type of attacker, Firmino. And then on the right, I've got Big Shaq, who's going to be, more of a creative fold in terms of the midfield as well as the inside forward position. And then up front, I've got in-form striker at home, Diego Jota, okay? Now guys, before we kick off in terms of going into detail about the players and the individuals, I wanted to share with you some stats, head-to-head stats of Liverpool at home in the Premier League against Leicester City, okay? So at home, over the past 5 games against Leicester City, Liverpool have won 4 of those games and only drawn once. Now the average scores that they have is around 2.2 goals for Liverpool at home, and they've only conceded an average 1 goal. So there's a chance that it's going to be very much likely it's going to be both teams to score, because over the past games, the 5 games that Liverpool has played against Leicester, Leicester have scored 1 goal in each and every game that they've played at Anfield over the past 5 games. Now, giving you a general update in terms of the Premier League, and with Liverpool playing at home, they've played 4 games and they've won all 4. Now, 3 of those games have been in terms of coming back from behind against the likes of Arsenal. You've got Sheffield United as well as West Ham. So average in terms of goals, they've scored 2.7 goals at home, and they've only conceded, well, not only, but they have conceded 1.5 goals, which isn't great. But to be honest with you, with the injuries that they've had, with Van Dijk being away, now Gomez going, and then Phillips and the young Williams taking some starting 11 foothold, it's always been quite challenging for Liverpool at the back this season. So they have done quite well, winning 4 of those games at home, 4 out of 4 really. And then Leicester City away have been dominant as well, guys. They've won again 4 games out of 4 away from home, averaging a phenomenal 3.25 goals away, as well as only conceding 0.75 goals. So that's just phenomenal in terms of the actual performance of scoring and then defending. Notable away wins against, let's say, the likes of Man City, where they beat them at Etihad 5-2, and then against Arsenal in the Emirates 1-0. And to be honest with you, I do give props to Leicester City. They've done a really good job. They're at the top of the league. Brendan Rodgers has instilled a football style which he done in Liverpool, and then moulded it further in Celtic, and then moulded it even more further at Leicester City in terms of the passing yet possession-based football, but then high press and counter-attacking. So that's worked out really well for them, and it's going to be a challenge for Liverpool at home, especially with not really fringe players, but second option players that they have. So it's going to be interesting on the style as well as formation that Liverpool do, let's say, confirm for that lineup. So it'll be interesting to see, but I do feel personally that it's going to be a score either 1-1 or 2-1. I'm hoping that Leicester City don't win, because the fact that Liverpool haven't lost at home in years in terms of the Premier League. So guys, yeah, so just going into individual players then. So as mentioned, I am a Liverpool supporter, I am a Liverpool fan. So just to give you some updates in terms of the Liverpool team. So you've got in goal Alisson, who was injured for the first, I think, 2 matches. He's now back into the lineup, and you know what? He's actually done a really good job in terms of 6 appearances, and he's only kept 1 clean sheet, which isn't great. But again, it's not really his fault, especially with the ever-changing defensive centre-back lineup. So he has done well. He's only conceded 6 goals in that 6 appearances. But then when you're comparing it to the likes of Schmeichel at Leicester City, he's played 8 games this season and he's only conceded 9 goals in total, and he's kept 3 clean sheets. But again, bearing in mind this is the Premier League that we're talking about. But in general, his individual performances for Leicester City, Schmeichel, has been phenomenal. He's grown as a player. I don't know if it's because of his dad. He's been speaking to him, giving the analytical, let's say, opinions. But honestly, Schmeichel has done a fantastic job in goal for Leicester, and I think he's been the captain for this season. So well done, Touche, for that. And then for Liverpool in defence, it's going to be a bit more challenging. So you've got Milner at right back again, Mr. Reliable. He came on for Trent the other day, and to be honest with you, he's been in that position previously. He's been at left back as well. I could see him being a goalkeeper. I don't know why we use Adrian. I could see him replacing Alisson if he's ever injured. He's such a reliable player, especially for the age that he's on. And the amount of distance that he covers each game for the age that he is just absolutely phenomenal. He usually comes up at the top ranked in terms of distance run in a game. But yeah, so I see a very, let's say, strong position at right back with Milner. I don't know if it's going to be very, let's say, aggressive in terms of his style in attacking, or if he's going to be more defensive, especially, again, as mentioned, counter-attacking football that Leicester City do play. Now, you've got Matip, who is back in the fold-up in terms of the centre-back position, and then Phillips, who actually played a fantastic game against West Ham. He was awarded the man of the match position. He was awarded the man of the match award against West Ham. He played really good in terms of being strong in the air. He is a very physical player, so touche, well done to Phillips on that. And then left back, as mentioned, Robert is now back. He had the injury scare for Scotland. He is back, so at least we'll have to see if Klopp will play him. But he did play the last game for Scotland, which they did lose. So let's see how that goes. And then in centre midfield, you've got Gini, who Liverpool have now offered a contract, from what I hear. So Gini, if you are watching this, please sign it, man. You are one of the most underrated, in my eyes, an underrated player that does so well in terms of dribbling, going forward, as well as defensively as well. So a complete midfielder that Liverpool do need. And then you got Keita, for example, that Liverpool have bought him for 54 million. And to be honest with you, his fitness has lacked Keita's over the past couple of seasons. But he needs to get the fitness back up. He needs to compete for that starting lineup. But his general play is very similar to Gini. Both of them, travelling up front as an attacker, as well as going back defensively too. But my only concern, I always have the same issues with Keita, is the fact that he's got no end game. He doesn't have a bloody Avenger. In fact, where he runs is fantastic. He gets the most dribbles for Liverpool in terms of whenever he plays. But he just loses it. He just doesn't know what to do. He runs, and then, I don't know if his mind's playing Scrabble or something, he just loses it. And, he gets either intercepted or tackled, and I don't know. He just needs to fix up on his... If he strengthens his end game, he'll be a phenomenal player, especially for the amount that Liverpool bought him for, okay? The strongest player for Liverpool at the moment is Mane. He has played 7 games this season, scoring 4, winning 5 of those games, guys, and assisting only once. But overall, a very complete player. In my eyes, Liverpool's strongest. Season on season, he has improved vastly. So, I do expect a good performance, especially with Robbo as a left back, both of them interchanging and passing and, working as a team, and hopefully we'll get some goals in. And then you got And then we've got Firmino playing more as an attacking midfielder, let's say, and dropping back as a defensive midfielder too, assisting with the high pressure that Liverpool usually do within the games. Now, Firmino hasn't had a really good season, let's say, honestly, being truthful. He's only scored 1 goal and assisted twice in 8, let's say, appearances in the Premier League this season. Yes, he's not a number 9, let's say, for example. He is a false striker in terms of the position that he plays. He is more of an attacking midfielder-minded player. So it'll be interesting to see what he does in terms of the formation that I've played him in, and hopefully Jurgen Klopp does utilise this position in terms of Jota playing up front, and then just behind him is Firmino. But you know, Firmino did play a vital role over the last couple of seasons, playing consistently up front. You know, with him, Mane, as well as Salah. So you know, I do hope that he regains that form and scores at Anfield. So good luck to Firmino. And then, guys, we've got Shaq on the right wing, you know, again, replacing Salah, who was tested positive on 2 occasions recently. So, Shaq, for me, is, again, an underrated player. Whenever he comes on, he's that creative player that Liverpool do need, either in the midfield position or in that inside forward position. Personally, I don't see him playing in that inside forward position as Salah because of the pace that he does have. I see him more as a central midfielder position, an attacking playmaker, let's say. And then, yeah, with Shaq assisting Jota against Sheffield United, you know, with that slick pass, the through ball pass to Jota, which was, I think, through the legs of the player. So again, he brings on that energy as well as that creativity, which Liverpool do need within the midfield. You know, you got Thiago, who they bought from Bayern. He is a creative midfielder, more of a deep playmaker. But he was unfortunately injured against Everton, and, you know, he has been training, and I do hope that he will play against Liverpool on the 22nd against Leicester City. So it'll be interesting to see what the lineup's going to be for Liverpool. And then up front, guys, we've got Jota, who's had an amazing form, let's say, when playing at home for Liverpool in the league. So 3 games and 3 goals, so a fantastic record. So hopefully he continues this, and you know, he's the type of player which has pace. He can score. He did score an offside goal in the previous home game too. Which was unlucky, but then he scored again. I think that was a Shaq assist that was provided. So let's see what happens, guys. But I do feel that the lineup that I've predicted that should be there for Jurgen Klopp to try out, I do hope that that is the lineup that is used. Especially with the formation, it is quite different, but let's see how it goes. And then, guys, some information on Leicester City. So, for example, in terms of the player Christian Fuchs, hopefully I'm saying that right, has been in phenomenal form this season. So he's played 4 games and winning all those 4 games for Leicester City, only conceding 2 goals and keeping 2 clean sheets. So he's been a strong defensive player, 34 years old, but still, you know, that experience within the Leicester City back line. He's provided that leadership, let's say, for Leicester City, and you know, they have done a phenomenal job this year. And then you got the likes of Ndidi, who's been out for quite a while, who is a defensive-minded player. But then we had Mendy, who is more of a fringe player for Leicester City over the past, I think, 2 seasons now. So while Ndidi has been away, Mendy has come across as that replacement player who has done well. And then, of course, you got the likes of Pereira, and then, hopefully I'm saying it right, Castagni. I don't know, he's come from Atalanta. Both are very strong in terms of wing-back position, going up front, attacking as well as defensively. And at the front, as you know, Vardy is on fire as always. Just to give you some stats on him, he has scored 8 goals in 7 games in the Premier League. 5 of them coming from the penalty spot, but who cares? You know, he is a phenomenal scorer in general. He's got pace. He does have strength for a player like him. And he has scored some pretty decent goals from what I remember against Liverpool. So in general, it's going to be an exciting game, I do feel. But let's see, I just hope that Liverpool, you know, they link up play, that they attack, that they do everything in general as a team. Interested to see what generally is going to be happening with the Liverpool game this Sunday. I do hope that they win, but it is going to be an incredibly tough match. I feel it's going to be personally the most toughest fixture currently in the league of who they've had to play against. So, guys, if you did enjoy this video, I will be placing more, just as mentioned. Comment down below of what you feel the score is going to be. It was interesting to know what the score was for this AI. I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, just watch it till the end. But comment down below, as mentioned, of what you predict is going to be the score for the real life scenario and anytime scorer, and you've got a chance to be mentioned on the next video, okay? And that's it really, guys. I wish you a good day. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I am on Twitch. I do play a lot of pro clubs on that too. But I'll catch you in the next video, which is going to be Liverpool versus Atalanta. So take care and goodbye.
And there it is, the final whistle. This will do nicely from the left.